Hello everyone and welcome to Send Your Message, where two emo losers with stupid emo haircuts answer boring questions like a couple of emos.
Well, who wrote this intro?
I got it for a YouTube comment.
Wasn't there anything more flattering you could have used?
Yeah, that was the most flattering one, to be honest.
Alright, guess we better get on with doing that then.
I'm not an emo. I just have so many important feelings. I've written a poem.
Not now. Right, enjoy the floor's mask of sanity is about to slip if he doesn't find out when Battle Block Theatre will square up to Xbox Live Arcade. Now sadly, it looks like your spiralling descent into insanity will continue unchallenged amidst the floor as the Behemoth, the team behind the deliriously enjoyable Castle Crashers, is keeping stum, although the Giant Chicken maintains that Battle Block Theatre will still join Xbox Live Arcade later this year.
However, the game did make an appearance at the recent Penny Arcade Expo East in Boston, that's Massachusetts, not Lincolnshire, and reports from attendees indicate that it's a competitive multiplayer-focused game with a diverse array of game modes, 3 of which were playable on the show floor.
Now, the first and most straightforward of them involves teams battling to claim the most blocks simply by touching them, but beyond that, you can expect to compete for gold dropped by a floating golden whale and battle for possession of ghosts in an off-kilter spin on Capture the Flag.
The trailer offers glimpses of other modes, including Battle Block's hectic interpretation of football and some decidedly traditional-looking platforming, with a welcome cooperative twist. The theatre, part of the game's name, isn't just for show either. It appears that these various games are actually twisted plays conducted by your treacherous friend Hattie, we're guessing he's the one in the hat, that you must survive in order to escape from the hostile island.
Now, the Behemoth is being very selective about what it reveals, but if this little taste of Battle Block's theatrics has piqued your interest, we'd advise checking out the official development blog at the address that should be appearing on screen right now. Okay, Predator752 downloaded all the House Party games and Games Room and has not received his free stuff rebate. Can someone explain why?
Yes, someone can explain why. That someone being us. As you may or may not have been aware, there was a special offer running during the House Party/Block Party promotion, whereby if you downloaded the 3 games on offer and Game Room, you'd be rewarded with a 400 Microsoft points and a free month of gold membership if you're already a gold member.
Of course, a cursory scan of the terms and conditions of the offer reveal that your Microsoft points will be paid in Bs.
That's not what it says at all.
Then how do you explain the 400 Bs on my monitor?
You left the window open?
Yeah, it does sound like something I do. Well, anyway, Bs aside, it does state that you should allow 4 weeks for delivery and that your Microsoft points and month of gold will arrive on or around the 30th of April this year. Not long to wait now, Predator, so you can probably kill some time by despining commando units in the jungle or something.
Right, Jamin Tucker tweeted us with a plea for more info on the mysteriously named Comic Jumper. He's also after a release date, but, reasonable chap that he is, would accept gameplay clips by way of a compromise.
Well, our new BFF, the Jaminator, is talking about the latest game from the creators of much-loved arcade gems The Maw and Splosion Man. Comic Jumper, The Adventures of Captain Smiley, to give it its full title, is a postmodern action game inspired by run-and-gun shooters like Gunstar Heroes and Metal Slug, with plenty of Twisted Pixel's trademark left-field humour.
Captain Smiley is an arrogant, rather dim superhero who just so happens to have a giant yellow ball for a head and a chest insignia called Star that not only talks, but actively hates adorning Smiley's sternum and makes no secret of it. Unfortunately for Smiley, his comic sales are dwindling, and so he calls upon his creator Twisted Pixel, told you it was postmodern, to help him jump into other comics to help rebuild his fanbase.
Now, it may sound a little like Sega's inventive Comic Zone on the Mega Drive, or Genesis for our North American viewers, but Comic Jumper's biggest USP...
USP?
Yeah, it stands for, unbelievable superhero power, I think. Well, whatever it is, Comic Jumper has one, and it's the fact that each of the 4 comics he jumps into is based on a completely different art style. This not only changes the enemies and environments, but the appearance and animation of Smiley and Star too. According to Twisted Pixel CEO Michael Wilford, the changes are so drastic that he likens it to developing 4 games in one.
From the footage we've seen, the variety extends to the gameplay too. While there is plenty of blasting, there'll also be melee combat, platforming, and quick-time events to contend with. Unfortunately, it appears that Twisted Pixel is working so hard on Comic Jumper that it's neglected to come up with a proper release date. So all we have to offer you right now is that it'll arrive on Xbox Live Arcade sometime this century. Keep an eye on Twisted Pixel's official site for in-depth interviews with key members of the development team, concept art, and screen.
Thomas Thorkildson wants to know if there's any new information about Crysis 2, as he heard it was coming to Xbox.
You heard right, Thomas. Crysis 2 is on the way. We actually mentioned it a few weeks back, but Friday saw the release of a brand new trailer for the game, along with a bit more info about what to expect from it in terms of story and gameplay.
Yep, according to EA, Crysis 2 is set in a world ravaged by a series of climatic disasters and societies on the verge of total breakdown. Now, to make matters worse, the aliens from Crysis have returned with a full invasion force bent on nothing less than the total annihilation of mankind, starting by trying to rip the heart out of Earth's most iconic city.
Loughborough?
Yeah. No, wait, New York.
Well, it's a debatable title.
In New York, terrifying alien invaders stalk the streets and a nightmare plague strikes down the city's myriad inhabitants with brutal epidemic speed. The city's systems are in chaos, its streets and skyline are smashed and in flaming ruin. This is New York City like you've never seen it before.
Unless you've seen Cloverfield, or Godzilla, or Escape from New York, or I Am Legend.
Yeah, alright,
Or Ghostbusters 2, or The Siege, or Armageddon, or King Kong.
Yes.
Or The Day After Tomorrow, or Independence Day, or Deep Impact.
Oh, shut up.
Sorry. Yes, as is so often the case, only one man can stand against the invading alien force. Luckily, he's got the spiffy Nanosuit 2, a futuristic battlesuit that features 4 different modes that you can switch between on the fly, allowing you to mix up your combat tactics. There's Power Mode, which enhances your speed and strength, Armor Mode that protects your health from being drained, Infiltration Mode, a stealth mode which softens your footsteps and includes an invisibility cloak that you can activate, and Tactical Mode, which constantly feeds you information about your battles, like the weapons your enemies are using, and highlights objects of interest in the environment.
Crytek has promised best-in-class AI with unique group coordination and group behaviour systems which give realistic responses to your actions, and multiplayer will also be included, with the different modes of the Nanosuit 2 providing different ways to adapt to the battles you're fighting.
More as we get it, but you can always find out more by following twitter.com/crisis and twitter.com/crytech.
Okay, finally, Evan Smith asks on our Facebook wall, will Red Dead Redemption have multiplayer?
Yes, if you weren't already excited enough about Rockstar's upcoming Western epic Red Dead Redemption, the fact that it's going to contain a substantial multiplayer mode should be enough to tip you over the edge.
Yeah!
Don't do a cowboy impression.
I wasn't gonna do a cowboy impression.
Right, finish that sentence then, the one that started yee!
Ye old Rockstar.
Ye old Rockstar.
That was their original name. Yes, has used the opportunity to build on aspects they'd only begun to explore in GTA 4, with an open world for you to explore in free roam mode that contains a host of multiplayer game types scattered across the land. A living, breathing world rather than your typical game lobby. 16 players can join together in free roam and form posses of up to 8 players.
Multiplayer looks to be split into cooperative and competitive modes. The cooperative modes include hunting challenges, where your posse fend off waves of animal attacks, survivalist challenges, where you have to explore the map for rare herbs.
Finally!
Yeah, and sharpshooter challenges, which are feats of fancy shooting, like shooting a weapon out of an enemy's hand, or shooting multiple hats off enemies while on horseback. There are also Lawbringer challenges, which are earned by destroying gang hideouts within the world, and Outlaw challenges that involve completing specific tasks while being wanted, such as earning kill streaks, forming a posse in which each player earns a specific bounty, or by killing other most wanted players.
The competitive modes feature free-for-all shootout mode, gang shootout mode, which adds a team element to the mix, a gold rush match where you have to grab saddlebags full of gold, and gang match, a variant on Capture the Flag where 2 teams compete to steal each other's loot.
The other good news is that all your multiplayer experiences during free roam will add to your overall experience points for the game, letting you level up your horse and weapons and providing access to new playlists and challenges.
Level up your horse?
Yeah, I didn't say what that means. I assume cool paint jobs and spinning rims for the hooves and stuff.
Sounds excellent.
Indeed. Well, that's it for this week's show. Keep your questions coming into the gamertag Sent You a Message.
To the email address askix@xbox.com.
At us on Twitter @Sent You a Message.
Write on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/sent you a message.
Or set your questions to music, loosely theme a script around the plot of the movie Meatballs, and stage it as a riotous summer camp musical where slobs take on snobs with hilarious consequences. We go and see that in a shot.
See you next time, everyone.
Bye-bye.